Okay. Oh my God, I'm already gonna cry. I don't know how I'm gonna answer this video. I really don't. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I honestly just have no words. I am gonna keep it real with you. I have been sitting here not knowing how to do an intro. I've been obsessing over this for the past 48 hours. I don't know how I'm gonna even get through this video because I have been such a basket case and such an emotional wreck about this collection. I have no words. I have no words. I'm so sick of myself right now. I have been trying to come up with the right thing to say, to introduce and give an introduction to this video, and I have nothing. I have been so emotional over this launch. This is just the most special, emotional thing I've ever done on the internet before, and I am just so overly ecstatic. I am so blessed to be launching this collection and just working with my mom, and oh my God, it's literally a dream come true. And I'm so excited to introduce you to this new collection by myself, by Jaclyn Cosmetics, and my mother, Robin. This is absolutely unreal. This is so real. I gotta give you a heads up before jumping into this video. I am still getting over a really nasty head cold and flu. So if I sound nasally, that's the vibe. Or if I'm like sniffing a lot, that's also the vibe. We're gonna get through this video. In today's video, I'm going to show you every single product. I'm gonna show you all the swatches, all the benefits, all of the beauty in this. And before that, I'm actually going to have my mom come on to camera with me for the first time ever, sit next to me on my YouTube channel and talk about this collection a little bit, what it was like making it from her perspective, and give you guys a little bit more of the tea on this Mother's Day and mother-daughter collection that we created together. So let's jump into it. This is my beautiful mother, my queen, Miss Robin herself, Robin Sumrall. Now, my stepdad is sitting behind the camera right now, just smiling ear to ear watching us. But this is my mommy here on my YouTube channel. This is the first time we've ever sat down and actually filmed like this before.
I know, it's my first appearance on YouTube, I think.
Well, you've been in my vlogs, but never.
That's true, the vlog.
Like here before.
It's been a while.
I'm just like rubbing her back. I'm just like.
I mean, a lot of people probably don't remember this, but I used to work for you, so I was.
Yes, I was gonna tell you to tell them about that. My mom and I have a very typical mother-daughter relationship in the sense of like, well, I don't know if I would call it typical. I talk to my mom about everything. It does not matter what it is. There's no conversations or topics off limits, which she probably wished was a little different. We talk every single day. She's been my #1 supporter, and she was actually my first employee.
The whole thing started because she was doing makeup for people. She was doing models, etc. They would not pay her fully what they promised. So I said, look,
this is a story I've never told before.
Yeah, I said, you need somebody to help manage this. I said, I'm going to make sure you have contracts so you get paid what you're due and what you're worth, because she worked really hard. She would spend almost the entire weekends with no sleep.
And this is when I first started YouTube.
Yeah.
This is when I was first grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just so difficult to see how hard she worked and she wouldn't get paid what she deserved. And so I said, look, I'm gonna manage you. I know you can't pay me, but I just wanted to protect her and help her grow her business.
And everyone thought I was crazy for what I was doing, because at the time, this was 11 years ago, social media was so fresh. No one was really doing it. So everyone was like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is not gonna go anywhere. Like, you should go back to college or whatever it may be. And she, for some weird reason, was like, no, she's got this. Like, very gung-ho, never for a second. You always were like, just keep going. It's gonna get better. You're gonna keep making more money. You're gonna be successful at this. Like, don't stop. She bought me my first camera, my lighting. I mean, she did everything. She was my #1 supporter and all that, and then became such a core part of like my brand. And everyone just loved her so much. I would go out to LA for brand stuff, and all the brands would be like, is your mom coming? Like, they would want to pay her way to be there because they loved her so much. Like, she's just definitely, she's that mom. She's that person. So one of the most special things to me about this collection is not just collaborating with you, like for cosmetics, but it's about the fact that like the collection is called Luxe Legacy, and the fact that one day you're not gonna be here and I am, and I'm gonna be able to have this collection for my kids. Okay, you stay strong, because if you start to cry.
I'll try. Well, first of all, moms and daughters, it's something they get to share together. My love for makeup started when I was about 12 or 13 years old, and that's when my mom bought my first makeup for me. It was eye makeup. I put it on and I was just amazed at the transformation that it made. It just made my eyes pop. And I just thought, for probably one of the first times in my life, like, I looked pretty and it made me feel so good. After that, I was addicted And I would just sit and watch my mom put her makeup on.
Because her mom was a glamour queen, a beauty queen.
She was.
Like, would not be seen without full hair. I don't think I ever saw grandma without hair and makeup.
Always. I mean, she was a professional.
And I would sleep at her house for like a week at a time, and I never saw her without it.
Yeah. She always looked impeccable. Her hair, her makeup, her clothes. And I thought my mom was truly the most beautiful woman I ever saw. I really did. I can remember seeing her get dressed up for special occasions, and I just would ooh and ah over her because she just looked so beautiful. And part of that was the makeup. Mom was beautiful without makeup, but she put it on. It just took her to another level, and that's what it does
glam.
for us. Yeah,
The glam.
that glam. Yep. Bringing the attention to the eyes and the lips, the lip color, and it's just beautiful and it's fun.
So the way you felt about your mom is the way I feel about you. That's like the Luxe Legacy, which is the name of the collection. You looking up to your mom as your role model and all things beauty, and I used to steal my mom's makeup. Did you ever think that all that makeup would bring me to this place?
No. Then all of a sudden when you were a teenager, you became very skilled at doing makeup, and you did your friends' makeup for proms and homecomings, and you started taking their photos too. So you were like a do-it-all girl. The best you could do in the makeup world at that time was be a makeup artist.
Or like have a studio, which was still like a pipe dream to have a studio. That was like still not obtainable, but that was my original dream. I was like, I'm gonna have a makeup studio and like a whole set for photography and do it all.
I remember, I just love the art of makeup. It just brings us together as mother and daughter. And as a beauty community, that's what I love about it, the way it just draws us all together. Just getting to do makeup with Jaclyn, with my daughter, who has been known as the queen of YouTube. In the beauty community.
She's just proud of it.
I am very proud. And just to get to do this with her, there's really no words to describe how I feel. I'm so proud. I'm so thankful.
Yeah. You're good at holding yourself together.
I'm trying.
As you guys can tell, this is a very, very emotional collection for us. It's been a long time that we've dreamt about this. I remember the first time I ever went to a lab, probably like 8 or 9 years ago.
Oh yeah, at least.
We went and we sat down and I was like, I have $60,000 and I want to develop a line of 20 nude lipsticks and I want about 50,000 of each SKU. And they were like, bitch, go home. And I remember that day, my mom telling me, one day I want to create a collection with you. And I was like, woman, did you not just hear them say that? Like, I can't even create a lipstick line because I don't have enough money. But she was like, oh no, we're going to create a line together one day. That she was immediately just like ready for this moment. And it's just so crazy when you just like talk about something and it's just kind of like a pipe dream and then it actually comes to play. It's just crazy to see all this actually come together and like not only create makeup together, the moment that we're taking to kind of pause on everything and just give praise to mothers. Because that's what this is about. You recently lost your mom and that was terrible. I don't think it's ever easy at any age. And it was just like a very big wake up call, I think, for me and Nicholas and Rachel just being like, oh my gosh, like one day your mom can just like not be here. I'm just so thankful that I have these images and this collection to have with me my entire life, something physical that I get to take with me forever.
Thank you. That's really sweet.
So being able to create this collection after all this time.
It was so fun. Yeah, I mean, the whole business is just fun. I absolutely loved working in this business, meeting the wonderful people I met. I said, you know, one of these days I want to do a makeup collab with you. Do something that will not only be for someone in my age group, but the younger as well, for everybody.
A different perspective on cosmetics, because I am so gun-ho about what I want, and a lot of the stuff that she likes is totally different than me. So this collaboration was truly a collaboration. Any collab that I've ever done in the past, when it comes to creativity, I've always had full control. Like all my Morphe palettes, it's like, these are the exact shades I want. And if they're like, well, we don't think, I'm like, well, no. Like, this is exactly what I want, you know? And then the brand makes it happen for you. Where this was genuinely a collaboration, where like we had to compromise on stuff because I wanted it to feel like me and she wanted it to feel like her. I think that it's such a beautiful collection because it really is just so amazing for younger skin and mature skin. See, I didn't say older. I didn't say old.
Mature.
It's mature. Because you're very mature. You're wise beyond
It's
your
smarter
years.
skin.
It's smarter skin, yes. But that's what I think is so great. With everything in this entire collection, it was something that like, you know, I might have been like, I do not like this. Like people my age are not gonna like this. So then it's like, okay, so how can we change it? I just think it's so awesome because it really is you and me both.
Yeah,
That's what I love about this.
It really is.
And I would never put out the majority of these products without you because I wouldn't have thought to. I would have been like, oh, they don't need that. But then when I see it all together, I'm like, oh wow, like people really need this. It's really a beautiful collection.
We took a lot of time. We worked really hard on these. We tested them over and over, and
It's
it's all I wear now. I mean, the
Yeah.
products that you make and the
Yeah.
products that we made together here for this collab, it's all I wear. I just love them. And I hope that everybody loves this as much as we do. And I hope that those of you who purchase this, when you get this, I hope you feel the love.
Okay, so let's get in to the actual collection, show you every single product and all the swatches. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna show you the PR box to start. You guys, I cannot. I'm trying not to cry again. Exercise those muscles. Oh, this day on set, you guys, shooting this, my mom started sobbing, I started sobbing, my employees were crying, my stepdad was crying. She is just such a true queen. I mean, look at this, come on. Okay, so let's get into the actual product. Here is the full collection in all of its glory right there on the inside of the PR kit. Oh my God, I'm so excited. We are coming out with an eyeshadow palette. We are coming out with liquid lips, matching liners, eyeliners, eye primer, setting spray, and face setting powder. It's a full collection and it is freaking beautiful. Okay, so let's start off with the eyeshadow palette because I know a lot of people are probably gonna be kind of confused, but we did it a certain way on purpose because I really wanted to do something specifically for the moms out there, for Mother's Day, as a gifting moment, as a sentimental moment, just to give praise and honor to all of the moms in the world. So because of that, we created two palettes, all right? On the inside, they are the exact same palettes. Nothing is different. Same formula, same shades, same everything, exact same palette. The only difference is the packaging is different. This palette right here is basically my love letter to my mom. It's got a black and white rose right there on the front. My mom loves flowers, she loves roses, and we chose that together. And then that's actually my crappy handwriting right there that says Dear Mom to my mom. Just the same way that I used to have my actual signature on like my Morphe collaborations, I wanted to bring that back because it's very true to me. I have terrible handwriting, but still, it's when you know something is really coming from my heart that I'm putting my handwriting on something that's being mass produced for the world. I mean, it is so beautiful. My mom created such a gorgeous palette. As you can see right there, I'll show you the inside of this one as well. This one is a little dirty because I just used it, but you can see it's the exact same palette. There's no difference whatsoever, same exact thing. It's just different packaging. And like I said, this one is gonna be exclusively only on jaclyncosmetics.com for a limited time, just as a Mother's Day gifting moment, where this one right here, this is gonna be available at Ulta and also at Morphe. Exact same thing. I just wanna do something really personal on this one, exclusive to Jaclyn Cosmetics, just for all the moms out there. Okay, so as you can see, it's got a photo of my mom and me, and then on the packaging, I wrote to her, "Thank you for raising me to be the woman that I am today. All of my strengths and best attributes are a direct reflection of you. You are my forever role model and my forever best friend. Thank you for choosing to be my mom. This one's for you." I wanted to dedicate this to my mom and also make this available for everyone else out there who wants to give something to their mom as a Dear Mom love letter, a token of your appreciation for all that she did for you, the way that she put up with your shit all these years. You know what I'm saying? This one, this is for our moms. So the back of the packaging right here is covered in all these photos in this beautiful photo collage of all different moms, which is so special. This was such a passion project for me. Like, you have no idea. And the time that it took to get this together and like get everyone to sign off on it and get everyone's permission. Like, it was, it was the drama, you know, but it was amazing. I'm sure there's gonna be some familiar faces because we have several influencers on here, but we also have close friends and family of mine. When I put this collage together, I was just like, wow, like motherhood just looks different for everyone. The craziest journey that you could ever embark on. And I am just so thankful for my my mom. I'm so thankful for all that she did, and I just wanted to bring that to a makeup collection because I love to put my heart and soul into what I do. I love makeup and I want to bring my heart into that in every way. So that's exactly what I did with this. On the back of this palette, you'll see a picture of my mom with me, my brother and sister. And then I've got, you know, my sister with her kids. I've got my sister-in-law with her kids. I've got some of my really good friends. And then I've got people like Miranda Sings, Colleen Ballinger right there. I've got, you know, it's my Ray Ray. I've got Kristen Dominique. I've got Jen Atkin. I've got several influencers on here. And then, you know, I also have Alex. She is a girl. She was one of the winners of a Morphe giveaway that I did several years ago. I met her. Her and I still keep in touch and we still text. She's an absolute doll. I've got her on there. I've got one of my employees, Sarah. I've got my soon-to-be mother-in-law, Jordan's mom, right here with her son, Jason, who actually passed away a couple of years ago. What was it? Oh man. Whew, not well. It was really important to me that she was on the palette, but I didn't want to put her and Jordan on the palette because it just kind of felt like now I'm making it like about my boyfriend at the time. He wanted me to put a picture of his mom and his brother who passed away. And it's just so special. So when I saw this collage come together after we got done making it, I was just like, wow, how beautiful is it to see not only all of these different skin tones and cultures, you know, religious backgrounds, but everything. Like there's moms on here who are single moms. There's moms on here who are moms of twins. There's moms on here who are a mom because of surrogacy. There's moms on here who are moms because of IVF. I mean, there are so many different stories on the back of this palette. It's just...
And my heart goes out to all the people out there whose mom is not here with them for them. I mean, I know that Mother's Day is a really tough day for you. And for all of them.
It made me cry. I've done this ever since I was a little girl. I would randomly run to my mom and be like, I don't know what I would do if you weren't here. And I would just like put my head in her lap and bawl my eyes out. And I still do that.
But you know, there are a lot of women out there that are more than happy and willing to be like a surrogate mother to young ladies out there. I know that.
I am.
I know I've been that to a lot of young women in my life. And I just... such a privilege to be able to be that role model to people, not just women, but guys too. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about the emotional aspect and dive into the actual palette and start swatching these bad boys. You guys, the names of this palette, the colors of this palette, everything is just so cute and it's so beautiful all at the same time. So these right here, actually let me show you the one that hasn't been swatched. These right here are all of the shades. I can show like a little video close up so you can see all of them. As you can tell, you know me, you know me, you know that this is not a palette that I would put out. This is a collaboration, honey, and you know it. This is such a cross between my mom and myself. My mom loves cool tones, I love warm tones. We really came to a place where I think that like we met in the middle and it is just so beautiful. You guys know I love warm so much. Like I just want a palette that's literally just like oranges, dark caramel poopy browns, and a nice little like highlight. You know what I'm saying? But this right here, I think is actually gonna be an amazing seller because it's so wearable and it's not intimidating. It's easy for day or night. Okay, let's get in to the swatches. I'm gonna swatch on this arm, yeah. Oh, I haven't done an arm swatch video in so long. This feels kind of like old school, like nostalgic. So the first shade that we have here is a very neutral shimmer and the name is Meat and Potatoes. We had a lot of fun naming these, and it was so important to my mom that they had certain names because she wanted this palette to reflect our family, kind of like inside jokes and memories and things like that. So Meat and Potatoes is the first shade right there. And like I said, it is a very neutral shimmer, very pretty all over the lid or as a highlight. Then after that, we have two shades. We have Biscuit and we have Honey. Both of these are a matte, like vanilla white, but Biscuit is like a true neutral matte white where Honey has like a little bit of pinky beige in it. And it seems silly, but my mom was like, we have to have both because I use both of them for different reasons. And I'm like, girl, I get it. I get that from my mama right there, all right? Because I swear I could have an entire palette of just literally nothing but different shades of matte creams and different shades of matte transition shades. Like that's a dream. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch both Biscuit and Honey. All right, there we have Biscuit. Next to it, I'm gonna put Honey. I wonder if you can see the difference on camera. Not in this lighting, kind of. I promise you they're different. We'll post swatches and like detailed lighting so that you can really see the difference. Okay, fourth shade in the palette is one of my favorite names. This is Peanty Butter. And my mom named it that because when my brother was a little boy, that's how he said peanut butter. He could not say peanut, he said peanty. And my mom thought it was so stinking cute and we always refer to peanut butter as Peanty Butter because of my brother. So this right here is a very, I would say borderline cool tone. A very kind of neutral, borderline cool. Okay, and it's the exact same color as my skin. It's like barely showing up. It's literally like the same color as my skin right now. Okay, I'm not kidding. Like it is really similar to my skin tone. Like you can see it on there. You can see it, yeah, but it's very, very similar to my skin. Okay, next we have the shade Farm Girl. I really, really like this shade. This is a beautiful transition shade. I also love the name because my mom is a farm girl. So am I. I was born and raised on a farm, if you guys didn't know that. I was actually born in a town in Illinois so small, the population is about 310 people last time I looked. Yeah, we're farm girls for life. So that right here is Farm Girl. This one, thank God you can actually see it on my skin. It's not the same color, geez. This one is a really pretty, deeper brown, but I like to use this as a transition shade in my crease because I think it's like a really beautiful color because it's not too cool for me, but it's also not like orange. It's just kind of like a beautiful neutral and great for my skin tone as a transition shade. Okay, so now let's get into the row of shimmers right here, second row. Because I don't have enough room, what I'm gonna do is just let you see that first row and then I'm gonna wipe it off and then swatch the second row because I'm not gonna have room for all of these, obviously. Second row, first one we have is the shade Thankful right here. My mom was gun-ho on having a really beautiful, like bright white silver, like a true silver, not a gunmetal, not anything, you know what I'm saying? Very picky about this, but it's a beautiful color. I love this shade of silver because I think that for me, I like to wear these with warms. I'll do like a warm crease and then I'll do like this silver all over the lid. And then I will do like a super dark, like low in here. Just try to find a picture of the look that I've done with this. Next, we have the shade French Silk. I love French Silk pie, so does she. So we named this one French Silk because it is very silky. This is an absolutely gorgeous shimmer. I would say this is the most universal shimmer in the entire palette because it's very neutral. It doesn't roll too pink, too beige, too gold. It's just like a beautiful neutral all over the lid shimmer. Next, we have the shade Apple Pie. Clearly, my family loves pie. We love desserts, okay? This one is a really, really pretty gold. And again, this is a neutral gold because my mom does not like bright golds. You know, she doesn't like anything that's like gonna be like a green, like over the top gold. My mom likes things that are more neutral, but still like a really beautiful shimmer. So that right there, gorgeous shimmer. Almost has a little bit of pink in it, but it's not like an iridescent pink, as you can see. It is a beautiful gold. Next, this is such a good shade. Oh my God. This is the shade Family AF right here. It is the most beautiful mossy green. And she named it Family AF because that's the name of our group chat on our phones that we're in all day, every day. My family chat does not stop. My phone does not stop. I probably get 150 texts minimum from the Family AF chat on a daily basis. So right there, so beautiful. Like that is so freaking pretty. Oh my gosh. I like every time I swatch that one, I'm like, yes. Last shimmer that we have right here is the shade Tootsie, which is so sweet because that was my mom's first dog. And I actually didn't get to meet Tootsie because I wasn't born yet, but my mom absolutely loved her. She always talks about all the tricks that she could do and how sweet she was. So she named the shade after Tootsie, and it is like this dark forest shimmery green. My mom loves greens. That's why we have the green vibe everywhere. Loves greens. So that right there is Tootsie. Okay, next we have the shade Small Town. Just a small town girl. Living in a lonely world. Okay, so this right here is prime example. I would not ever launch this shade because I'm like, I don't need that matte gray. My mom was about to whoop my ass over this shade. She was like, bitch, we are putting this in my collection. I was like, oh, so now it's just your collection. Understood. My mom wanted this specific matte gray so bad. So we were like, obviously, of course, like whatever you want, queen. Yes, always yes, here's your crown. But it actually is really pretty, but my mom would go on a rant if you allowed her to, as to why this shade and the next shade are so important. And I die over the name of the next shade. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the next shade we have right here is called So Ucky. But when I was a little girl, I used to refer to things I didn't like as so ucky, so dumb. Not yucky, but ucky. So ucky, so dumb. The story goes back to this time. My mom loves this story. I kept telling my sister that she was so ucky, so dumb. I would say, Rachel's so ucky, so dumb. My mom said, you are not allowed to say that Rachel is so ucky, so dumb. So then instead I would say, somebody in this room is so ucky, and it's not my brother, it's not my daddy, and it's not my mommy. And I would just stare at my sister like, bitch, That's the kind of child I was. I was a little shit. So my mom always tells that story about how I called people so ucky, so dumb when I didn't like them, especially my sister. So we named the shade So Ucky. It is a cool tone matte shade once again, but very, very, very different than Small Town. Obviously, you can see. Like for me personally, Small Town is a shade that I would pretty much never use because that's just not my vibe. But So Ucky, I would. I would use So Ucky as a transition shade 100%. But it's a collaboration. You know, we really came together. So the next shade is named after me. This is the shade Puddin' Girl. My mom called me Puddin' Girl my whole life, still does, Puddin'. That's always been her name for me, and it's because I had like really chunky cheeks. Nothing's changed, I know. I had really chunky cheeks when I was a baby, like borderline very fat, and my mom would be like, oh, Puddin', and like grab my cheeks. So she named this one after me because of the fact that this shade, as you can see, is so me. It is so warm and so juicy and so caramely, and it's like baby poop, and I love it in the best way possible. So that right there is Puddin' Girl. Now we have the shade Rachy, which is what we call my sister Rachel. And my sister loves pink, so we named this one after her because it is a beautiful, like dusty rose. Both of these shades are just yummy to me. You know, this is like my section where I'm like, okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Now we have the shade Bad Mousy right here. I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with the book Bad Mousy, but it was one of my favorites growing up, one of my mom's favorites. She loves the story. So this right here is a totally very cool matte brown. Again, this is a shade that I love and I wear because it's good. That's very yummy, that's very delicious, and it's not too gray for me. It's perfect. Last and final row right here, we have the shade TC. And this name actually comes from my sister. She could not pronounce my brother's name. His name was Nicholas when she was a little girl, so she called him TC. This was another one of those shades my mom was very, very particular about because she feels like she can never find a shade quite like this. So she really was passionate about this, and it's a very, very dark gray and very, very matte. And she was like gun-ho about it. It's very neutral. And I will say it actually is a really, really pretty shade. Again, it's not a shade that I would be like, oh, I love. But then when Nicole put it on me, like on set, I was like, oh wow, this actually looks really gorgeous. It's just not something that I gravitate towards. Now we have the shade Mamacita, and this is a satin right here. Such a pretty like blue tone, silver, and the formula of the satins in this are amazing. Like so freaking beautiful. We named that Mamacita because I've always called my mom that. Obviously, growing up, I took Spanish class when I was a little girl, and I thought I was like just obviously fluent because I knew what Mamacita meant. So that was my mom's name until I was probably like 10 years old. Don't ask. Speaking of my mom's name, right next to that, we have the shade Moo, which is a beautiful matte olive green. I love this shade. And the reason we named it Moo is because that is another name I had from my mom, and she hated it. It started around maybe like 10 years old, and it's lasted our whole lives. My whole life, I still call her Moo. And she's like, you make me sound like a cow. And I'm like, I'm not mooing at you. It's just like, instead of mom, I just be like, hey Moo, good on Moo, I love you Moo. Like, I don't know, like I just always call my mom Moo. So we named this shade Moo because I love the shade so much. This beautiful matte green. I mean, it is like, on the lower lash line, gorge. Gorge. All right, second to last shade, we have this dark, cool tone. Cool tone. Up here, we have Bad Mousy. That's more of a neutral. This one is a very cool tone matte brown, and it is called Buddy. And the reason we named it Buddy is because back on the farm, we had a pet raccoon, and his name was Buddy. I know. Who has a pet raccoon? It's just farm life. We actually got him the day that he was born because right after the mama raccoon gave birth, she was actually killed by a cat. So there were like several raccoons, and like random people from our town just took them, and we ended up raising Buddy, and he literally like hung out with us in our house. He was like a dog, and we had him for quite a while until he ran away one day. Like he started showing signs that he like didn't want to be there anymore, and he ended up running away. Sometimes he'd come back, we'd always leave food out for him, but like he full on like sat on the couch and watched movies with us, ate with us, cuddled with us. We had a pet raccoon, and he was fat as hell. He was so cute, oh my God. So that is after our raccoon. And then last but not least is this matte black. We named this Because I Said So. I think it's obvious why we named it Because I Said So, because what mom doesn't say that to their kids 40 times a day? My mom still says it to me. I'm like, well, why aren't we having meatloaf for dinner? Because I said so. Get the hell out of my kitchen. I'm like, okay. Like that right there is last but certainly not least. I mean, that lineup is so pretty. It is so beautiful. I would say my mom did a very good job on this palette, honestly. Okay, so that is the entire palette right there. Again, exact same thing in both palettes, same formulas, same shades, just different packaging. Jaclyn Cosmetics exclusive and Ulta and Morphe right here. So let's talk about the lips in this collection. I am so excited about this because it gave me an opportunity to launch something that I have been wanting to launch. And when my mom came in and was like, this is what I want, I was like, blessings, love that for me. So as you guys know, I have my liquid lip lineup of all nudes and also now pops of color, my Bold and Bright collection. Those who love it, absolutely love it. The formula is freaking incredible. My favorite liquid lip formula, if I do say so myself. And my mom, she thinks that all of my nudes, not all of them, but the majority of them, like 18 out of 20, are too warm and they show up orange on her. So she wanted to create cool tone nudes. So that's what we have right here. We have 4 cool tone nudes, all different shades of pink. My mom loves pink. It's so crazy because my skin tone and her skin tone are just so different. It's so different. So not only do we create, of course, the liquid lips, but we also created the matching liners, just like with like my Bold and Bright collection, the exact same color for the liquid lip. Same shade, just matching liner. So let's start off with the first one. I'll swatch these on my hand. I'm actually wearing this shade right now on my lips. This is the shade Sweetheart. I'm trying to do this straight for you. Oh. All right, that right there is exactly what I have on my lips. I just have a gloss over top. I was in a glossy mood, but that is Sweetheart. It is such a pretty pink. This like screams spring and summer to me. It's just like very, very feminine, like not bold, but just enough color, you know? Then we have the shade Love right here. Oh gosh, I'm like, how do I swatch this? Okay, hold on. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so Love right there is much more of a berry shade. My mom loves these shades. She will wear this with like basically no makeup whatsoever and it just looks so natural on her. Like me, I'm like, oh, I need a full face. I need a full beat to wear that. Not my mom. She pulls off these shades so beautifully. It just looks like so natural on her. Like, oh, I was just, eating strawberries and my lips are stained. Me, it's like, you look like a clown. She's just a queen. So that right there is the shade Love. It's so pretty. And then we have our 2 palest shades. I'm gonna go in with Faith first. This one, here we go. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Yo, Faith low-key is really pretty. Like that right there, that is so pretty. I've actually never worn that. I've worn the other ones, but I've actually never worn Faith. But I'm looking at that and I'm like, that is really, really, really pretty. It's like bubblegum. It's like a pastel bubblegum pink, but not like intimidatingly pale, like the Nicki Minaj lip that used to be in. It's not like that, but it's just really pretty. And last we have the shade Hope. Let me get that on there for you. Hope is much more purpley than Faith is, but you can see similar in color, but also very different. So for me personally, I would rock the hell out of Faith, but Hope is a little too pale purpley for me. I would gear that more towards more fair, cool tone skin like my sister, and it would look gorgeous. I actually want to dab a little bit of Faith on the center of my lip right now. Oh yeah, oh my God. Hey mom. Okay, mom. Okay, just for purposes of the video, I put the matching lip liner swatches right next to matching shades. They're literally the exact same color. And also I have to say, I am loving, loving, loving that my liners are starting to get more and more attention. My lip liners, I felt like for a while were like the slept on thing in my brand that I was like, why aren't people understanding how freaking good these are? And recently, more and more people are like, holy shit. Like if you know, you know. And I'm so thankful because I think that my liners are some of the best out there, honestly, especially for the price. I don't think I've found a liner that I like as much as mine for the price. So I just wanna say thank you for the love that my liners are getting. Okay, we have another new product, brand new formula to Jaclyn Cosmetics we have not yet launched. And I am so excited because not only did we come out with one, we came out with 5, and these are eyeliners. You guys, these eyeliners are so beautiful. I was so excited when my mom was sitting in the office describing the type of liner she wanted to launch. I was like, yes, check, yes, check, yes, check. Because it's just like everything that she said, I was like, that is exactly what we were going for. She wanted a long wearing, bulletproof eyeliner. The oily eyelids were not gonna smudge. It was gonna transfer up here. It was gonna stay in the waterline all day. So we tested it, and this does not move or budge in your waterline for minimum 7 hours. And the shades are gorgeous. It is an extremely high pigmented formula, beautiful to smoke out or use as a base for a smoky eye. You guys are gonna love these. So let me get to swatching. All right, so first one first is the black shade, and this is just in the shade Smooth Black. Let me get you a nice little line, okay? So obviously we had to come out with a black, like it's a new formula, like that's a staple, right? Then my mom really wanted to come out with a charcoal. So this is called Smooth Charcoal. We named it Smooth because it is such a smooth and creamy formula. This shade, It's so pretty, and honestly not something that you see very often. Now we have smooth bronze. Sorry, this is so awkward at this angle, you guys. Let me just get it on there and then show you what they look like up close, okay? How about we do that? Then we have smooth blackberry. This color, in your waterline, this shade, this shade is, with a warm eye, it is gorgeous. And then last but not least, this is one of my mom's favorite things in the entire collection. This is a black brown eyeliner. She claims that she has never been able to find a black brown eyeliner in her entire life that she actually likes. It is not black and it is not brown. It is black brown. Because she didn't want something super harsh, but she didn't want something that's obviously brown. So black brown, that's what we gave her.
Because I used to always take black eyeliner and then a brown eyeshadow and smudge them together to get that color, because black is a little too harsh.
Yep.
And brown is just sometimes a little too not sharp enough.
Basic.
So yeah, so you put them together. So that's why we have an eyeshadow that's black brown and an eyeliner that's black brown. And I love them, and I hope you love them.
It really is a black brown too, that's the thing. Like when she was talking about it, I was like, why is this so important? And then when we finalized it, I was like, damn, that's a really, really pretty eyeliner. Because it genuinely is for the person who doesn't want a harsh black, and they also don't want to just have a basic brown. So we gave a black brown. So there you have all of those beautiful, smooth and creamy eyeliners. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. Oh my God, okay. The next two products I'm gonna save the best for last, all right? The next two products are products that I would never put out on my own, which is why I thought it was so cool collaborating with my mom, because these are products that people absolutely love, but something that I wouldn't use. And it's not always easy as a brand owner to take that leap of faith, being like, oh, is the consumer gonna like this if I don't use it? But at the same time, the answer is yes, because some of the most popular items in the entire industry, I don't like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, why do people love that? But it's like, not everyone is me, obvious. And it's kind of hard not to be like selfish in that sense as a brand owner, because you're kind of like scared, but whatever, you get it. First one right here is an eyeshadow primer. My mom was so passionate and gung-ho about an eyeshadow primer because my mom has never been able to find one that she loves for her specific needs. My mom used to have oily eyelids, and now she's gotten older, she no longer really deals with oil anymore, but she deals with transfer, and she deals with eyeshadow settling in lines, and she deals with eyeshadow primers either being too sticky or drying out her eyes, or she doesn't like that they're too opaque in color, and then it looks like she has concealer on her lids. She was very, very specific about what she wanted. So she created, I will say, a beautiful primer. I personally always use concealer because it's just so easy. I'm just like swipe, swipe, moving on. Like I use the concealer all over this entire area, and then I do my eyes, no big deal. But my mom, no, she says that it ages her and that dries her eyes out. She can't use concealer. So she created this eyeshadow primer right here. It basically has no pigment whatsoever. Like if you put it on super generously, it's got like kind of like a white cast, but then when you rub it into the skin, it totally ends up disappearing. It's very, very translucent. It's not sticky, but it does make your shadow blend so beautifully and gives it the punch that it needs and it deserves. And especially with like this very much like the clean girl aesthetic going around right now, and like that very much like very minimal makeup, this is definitely a product that I see being amazing in that sense, because when I do eyeshadow, it's like, it's obvious that I took the time to like fully cover up every single vein and cover everything up with concealer and very opaque, and then I go in with shadow, you know what I'm saying? Where this is just like, oh, yeah, I have eyeshadow on, here you go. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's that clean girl aesthetic, and it is a beautiful, beautiful product. I can't believe it. Jaclyn Cosmetics' first setting spray. I can't believe it. Okay, so once again, if I was to release a setting spray completely on my own, not in collaboration, it would be just like the dewiest, most moist, wet setting spray. That's what it would be, because I am so dry. My mom said, no, ma'am. And I said, but why? And she said, because I said so. I said, okay, say less. My mom wanted a setting spray that would make her makeup last all day. That was her first thing. Number two, they would stop her makeup from settling in fine lines and wrinkles, okay? And number three, not dry her skin out. That was like her 3 points. Like, this is what I need. And we're like, that might be a little hard, but we ended up doing it. So this right here is our all set setting spray. And you've got a really great size as well. Like, this is gonna last you a long time, but just a few spritzes. I love this sprayer, by the way. Love it. Like, it's not like an aerosol like Morphe. We actually couldn't do that with this formula because I wanted to, but it's also not like, you know, it's just like the prettiest mist right there. And this is gonna make your makeup last forever. Everyone is obsessed. Everyone who's tried it is like, oh my God. But again, me personally, I don't struggle with my makeup settling in fine lines. I don't struggle with my makeup wearing off. I don't struggle with any of that. I just struggle with dryness. So I'm like dewy, 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 dewy. So again, we're very different, but the people who love this are like losing their mind over it. So it's very exciting. Okay, we have one last product, and this is, I think, the most exciting product for me personally in this collection because, honey, it's a face powder. I know that face powders are not exciting over the internet, and it's like, what's the big deal? It's just a powder. No, 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 no. When I got the sample from the lab of the approved powder, I was like, bitch. Not towards my mom, just in general. Bitch is how I felt. I used up that entire sample so fast because it is so freaking beautiful.
Well, what I love about it is the way it works on my skin. Powders are a really tricky thing when you start to get a little older, as all women know. It just settles into the fine lines. It will make lines and wrinkles appear that you didn't even know you have if it's incorrect powder or if it's applied incorrectly. This powder does not make your lines stand out. It's just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. There's actually hydrating liquid in this powder.
I personally think that if everyone gives this a shot, this could definitely be a viral powder. Like this could be like a viral TikTok powder in that sense because it is so creamy. The fact that it sets my entire face, but I don't really look like I have powder on, it just keeps my skin looking youthful and creamy and dewy. And that's what my mom wanted. My mom really wanted a powder that would work on mature skin, but in no way have shimmer or glitter because she doesn't want to like emphasize any wrinkles or any texture or anything like that. But she wanted it just to make her skin look youthful and glowy and fresh. And girl, we accomplished it. This is beautiful all over the face. It's beautiful on the under eyes to set the other eyes. It is so freaking gorgeous. You have no idea. So we came out with 6 shades, okay? 6 shades. I'm gonna swatch them for you, but I'm not gonna show myself swatching them because that's just like lame. Who wants to see powder? Let me just throw them on my arms really quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so there we have all 6 shades lined up for you. And the thing about this formula, it is a very sheer formula. It is not made to add coverage. It is literally made to set your foundation and concealer to make it last and just to make it look healthy and glowy. So you can go in with your powder bronzers, your powder blushes, your powder products, but not make your skin look powdery. We all know the situation. We all know the drill. So this right here is 6 shades. Again, sheer in the sense of I right now am the tannest that I probably am capable of getting. And I actually tried a new tanner last night and I woke up and I was like, oh my God. Like I look like I've been in the Bahamas for the past 10 days straight, just like with baby oil on. And I used the 2nd shade right there on my arm. That's what I used to set my face today. But you can see those right there are the shades from fair to deep. I'm telling you, you guys will love these. You will, if you get your hands on these. I can't imagine someone not liking this powder. It's like not even a powder. It just like goes under your skin and it's just like so creamy. Let me look at my skin. Bitch, I can't get over it. My skin looks like a freaking porcelain doll right now. I'm not kidding. These powders are crazy. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. I am so happy to have my mom here on camera with me. Thank you, Jaclyn. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for having me. Thank you for raising me. Thank you for everything that you've done and continue to do. I love you.
Thank you.
I hope my breath doesn't smell. Okay. I love you guys so much. Seriously, thank you for just the support already that we've seen on socials ahead of time. This entire collection launches on JaclynCosmetics.com on this Sunday. It's crazy, right around the corner. It's like 2 days away. 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll put all the information right here for you guys. And then also, the entire collection plus this packaging also launches at Ulta.com on Sunday as well. So it'll be available in 2 places. And that's it. I just want to say thank you in advance for all of the support and the love that you are showing my beautiful queen. And we will see you on Sunday.
I love you all. You guys are awesome. You guys are the best.
We love you so much, guys. And I'll see you in my next video.
Mwah.
Bye, guys.
Hello, boys and girls. Today,
She left.
today we're going to talk to you about
Come,
Dear Mom Palette.
George. They're not gonna save you. Come.
You don't have the camera going, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got it going. We'll get a little BTS out of this. Work,
Okay.
Mom.